Relevant stakeholders converged on NIIA building Thursday in Lagos to chart the way forward for Nigeria's foreign policy. Speaking on the discourse, Professor Ehosa Osage, DG NIIA, said foreign policy should be given strategic place in policy formulation to help fill the gaps in Nigeria diplomatic relations.
Today at this conference, everyone has referred to Section 2 of the Constitution, which spells out the directive principles and the things that guide our state policies, the obligations of government to the citizens of the country. Now, that is at the core of all that we're asking for. So economic development, economic diplomacy, those things cannot be anything if the citizens' well-being is not at the focus.
Other discussants gave different approaches to solving Nigeria's foreign policy challenges.
Nigeria's Afrocentric foreign policy is a core aspect of our foreign policy, but Nigeria has to also know that domestic issues are very critical, and the Nigerian leaders should work assiduously to ensure that these domestic challenges of insecurity, there's a lot of hardship for Nigerians, unemployment and all that, insecurity and all that, terrorism. The domestic challenges is a core issue that the government has to address.
Some of the participants touched on the need to strengthen Nigeria's economy, democracy and democratization, including fight against terrorism, amongst others.
The new government has to contend with insecurity coming from the Sahel. It has to deal with terrorism, it has to deal with domestic banditry, and so on. And the way to do, of course, is to try to network with principal actors, both African countries, West African countries, and European actors, to be able to see whether we can create what they now call this is a new security architecture for the sub-region that will save us from all this expenditure on military and war and all that.
Nigeria has been invited as a partner country in G20, which is under the presidency of India. And the summit is going to happen in September, which will give an opportunity for Nigerian leadership to say their things loudly and clearly to the world.
With the emergence of President Bola Tinubu as the new chairman of ECOWAS, the stakeholders say it is imperative for the country to focus on rebuilding broken walls with more emphasis on internal restructuring as a target for setting new agenda for international community. Amarachi Amushe, ART News, Lagos.